Hello, please.
Oh, fuck.
Well, you could see me, right? Should be fine. I just have to figure out like how to make a good angle. There we go. See? That's what you do if you don't have a tripod. Okay. I think we can move the camera over here. Okay. It's like, just figure it out how to do it. I think it's not high enough. Yeah, I think it's getting better. Like this. I don't know, maybe. Yeah, shouldn't look too bad. Just want to have the camera a little bit above me. It's not high enough. Okay, yeah, alright. Get the microphone and then get ready for the vlog. Just clean up my lens a little bit and then... Should I get closer? Keep my head straight from the camera. Yeah. Okay. I think this should be fine. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Yes. Boom. Okay. Hello. Is that okay? Is that a way to introduce myself? Hello. Hello. Hello? What's up? It's me. No. Yo, thanks for tuning in. My name is Shining Hawk and this is my vlog 2 on this channel. I had something in my mind yesterday, but I don't know what. I forgot it. Fuck. Yo guys, what's up? It's me. It's Rick. I'm back and it's my second vlog on this channel. It's a little bit of an unusual vlog, to be honest. It's not like, it's not that I'm gonna go outside and, show around first. My plan was like, I want to like show you guys my New Zealand trip. I want to talk about it. I want to show you some pictures. I want to show you some videos and just talk about it, like how things went down and how it was. Let's just start from the beginning. But before that, I want to show you guys my awesome intro. And it's coming up right now. So, first things first, when did I start my New Zealand trip? I have my laptop right here with me, so I'm like, just gonna take a look at it, because I don't remember like the whole thing. But as smart as I was, I took a lot of pictures. So, it all started on the 4th of March 2018. I had like my farewell party with my friends, and I feel fine using their content or our content to like show you guys, because I mean it's all part of my life, right? We had a little party, and there's not a lot of pictures, but you can like see there's one of me, which I'm gonna like show right now, of myself with my short hair, my best friend, and on that specific day I was dancing to a song, Genghis Khan from Genghis Khan, obviously. And I was quite drunk, and then I slipped and I fucked up my knee. And that happened before in New Zealand, but I'll come to that later. So I fucked up my knee, and then, yeah, the next day I was like, nah, it's fine. It's not too bad. My knee was swollen, I could barely walk. It was a Sunday, so I couldn't go to the doctors. But then, we went to the Lake of Constance, we just chilled out, like we had some barbecue, we listened to some music. Yeah, and then on Monday, I went to the doctors, because I had to like check myself for my knee. So basically, I went to the doctor, I told him my story, and he was like, yeah, So uni is fucked. You can barely walk, and then I can't do much. So I had two options. Option one was I have to get an operation for my knee. Option two is I'll go to New Zealand and try to figure out my own shit. So I decided to take option B and go to New Zealand. So he gave me a lot of painkillers, gave me antibiotics, and then I jumped on the plane and went to New Zealand. So I want to show you some pictures that I took in the beginning of my trip. I have some video footage. I don't know. I just checked. It's nothing too exciting, I guess. I'll just gonna show some pictures of me just being in the plane. But then I arrived in New Zealand on the 7th of March. That was in Auckland, but because of my knee, I couldn't really do much. I was stuck in my bed for a little bit of time, and that was until the 12th of March. So basically, I was in bed for 5 days. Five. Can you see my hands? Yeah, for 5 days. And then I was like, I don't want to be, I don't want to be stuck in my bed. So I decided to go to Whitianga, and yeah, so I was taking a bus, and then I was going there, but there was a shit day. It was rainy, it was cloudy, so I was like, hey, that's a cool start for New Zealand. But yeah, little side note, I've met two guys in Auckland. They also came with the same company that I arrived with from Praktika Welten. So yeah, we went there. I was in the hostel with them. I met them and we just got along quite fast. So we exchanged numbers because we we all just arrived, and it was we didn't know each other. And then just to have a person to talk to if something happens. But yeah, I went to Whitianga, but nothing too fancy. The next morning, I remember I was waking up at the hostel. I went to the beach and I took some pictures at the beach, some sunrise pictures, and it was quite cool. But that was my beginning of my journey where I was by myself. And the same day I met someone. I don't even know who it was. It was a person. He went to Cathedral Cove, and then yeah, we just both decided to hey, let's go to Cathedral Cove and Hot Water Beach. So we took the car. We went to Cathedral Cove first, and then I was quite early, so it was good because there was no one. And I took some pictures there, and that was one of my first spots I've seen in New Zealand, which was cool. It was a nice scenery. The water was so clean. Coming from a cold Germany, seeing beach, water, and huge stones and a nice weather, that was something I needed, and I was quite happy. And I met some Swedish guys there, but me, as someone that had just arrived, I was I can't talk to them, I don't know how to speak with them. But yeah, it was all cool. Then we went to Hot Water Beach, and when I was there, I have to say, I was a little bit skeptical first, because I was where's the hot water? I wanted to do little hole that was there, but it was not hot at all. I was okay, Hot Water Beach, why is it not hot? And then I went to another pit, and it was super hot, it was boiling water, but I haven't seen it. And then yeah, I was burning my feet, and that was bad. So the next day, on the 14th, I went to a place called Fletcher Bay. I met this German dude called Julian, and we've been traveling around for a little bit. So he was one of the first person I've ever met in New Zealand, to hang out with a little bit longer. So we went to Fletcher Bay. We had a girl with us, but like I said, I have no idea what her name was. I have it on my blog, but I don't know it right now because there's been so many new people, so I couldn't I don't know what happened. And I went to Fletcher Bay, and it was a beautiful beach. They had black and silver sand. There was pretty much no one, and it was amazing. It was pretty cool. And we had this huge field of tic-tac-toe. We just played, and I made a little sign for sand newts. I'm gonna show you some pictures while I'm talking. So that was a very nice day. There was beautiful blue water. It was really nice. I have some footage. I'm gonna just put it in the whole process. Yeah. The next day we went to damn it, what was it? Some falls north. what was the name? Man, I should have done my research before I started doing that video, right? I'm gonna put a picture in here. You should know which waterfall it is. I don't want to say the wrong name. Farariki? No, Farariki, it was in the South Island. I'll look it up. I'll put it in afterwards. So me and Julian, we decided to go up to Cape Reinga. And on the way there, we stopped at a place called Russell. Yeah. And in Russell, we saw a bike race, and then we decided to like, just pass every single person and just like go into the city. And that was the place where I got my first tattoo actually, after 10 days, not even 10 days. So I got this one, the small one right here, the S, right here. I'll show you a picture of that as well. So the deal was, he said like, hey, it would be so cool if you're gonna get a tattoo. It was like $50 for this small Shining Hawk tattoo, which I have here right now, which is cool. So yeah, we got a tattoo, and then we went up to Cape Reinga. But before that, we had to like stop somewhere for like to sleep because we like been driving the whole day. So we went to the Northwind Lodge, which I just put up here, and it was a beautiful, beautiful place. It was a really nice place, and it was only us two that have been there in this place, and we just, it was a huge house, and we just like chilled out there, and it was really cool. And yeah, also like I think I had like that was the best bed I've ever been sleeping on in New Zealand, so that was quite nice. And then the next day we drove up to Cape Reinga quite early. But I have to say, we had a really bad weather that day. So it was stormy, it was cloudy, it was raining. But being up there at Cape Reinga, like seeing this weather, this massive like storm, it was quite cool because how can I say? It was a different atmosphere than the pictures that I've seen. So that was quite nice to like check that out in this different environment, to like seeing the storm colliding, the two oceans just like slamming into each other, like that was quite cool. But at the same day, we drove back down to Auckland to like chill out there, because he only had like a week in the North Island with me, so it was all quite fast. So we like we went up there, Fletcher Bay, all the way up to Cape Reinga, down to Auckland, and that takes time. So that's why we've just been driving a lot. So I dropped him off, or we disappeared, like we separated in Auckland. Yeah, so on the next day, on the 17th, there was St. Patrick's Day in Auckland, and I'm just gonna put in some pictures here and talk about it. So there were like all cool costumes, like people on skaters, or little children with little balloons. Yeah, huge like constructions made out of balloon. Girls in dresses, that was quite nice. People that made music, horses, dogs, guys in awesome costumes. So yeah, that was quite cool, and that was like one of the first days in Auckland where I felt super happy to be here, because I've just been in my bed for like a lot of days and many days, and then yeah, so like being there, I felt super happy. Like I was like so grateful for being here in this moment, and I had like this feeling in me where I was like super happy about like being here right now, like being able to like have these moments. So on the 20th of March, I arrived in Rotorua. It's a place in New Zealand where they have like sulfur lakes and like hot mud, I guess, hot mud pools. That was like one of my first days there, and I came out of the bus and I was like, oh my god, that's like super hot, and the smell was just like, you like straight away, you just got out of the bus and you could smell it, and that was nice. Oh no, I just checked, my battery is almost dead. Let me swap my battery for a second. Yes! Woo! Okay, so where was I? I was in Rotorua, talking about the sulfur air and like the hot mud. And it was cool. It was a different place, like compared to Auckland, and I was like, okay, that's cool. So I just walked around Rotorua, because it was midday, I walked across the lake. I saw some animals. I saw some lakes, saw some paths that I took pictures of, and then I went to this little Maori village, took some pictures there. Yeah, that was pretty much it. That was Rotorua. That one day I was there. On the next day, I went to a place called Murupara. It's a little place in close to Rotorua. I went there because I had like a woofing option there. I wanted to like do woofing while I arrived because I was like, okay, I think that's a good way to meet locals. So I was like, okay, let's check that out. So I went there on the 21st. I hitchhiked my very first time on that ever. I didn't know how to do it. I didn't know where to walk. I didn't know thumb or sign. I was pretty much an amateur when it came to hitchhiking. And I can tell you, I was a horrible hitchhiker that day. I walked on a horrible street. It was only 100 k's. You could you could not stop. There was no space to stop. And I was walking with my whole gear, with my everything that I had with me, on the side of the road for like 6 hours, holding up my thumb, and it just didn't work. I don't know. I did something super wrong. And I was like, why are people not picking me up? What am I doing wrong? But no one stopped. And I was like, okay, what am I doing wrong? But then at some point someone picked me up because there was like a more wider street, but that was like after 6 hours. And then people called me like, hey, where are you? Oh, I don't know. I'm stuck here. I don't know what to do. Ah, yeah, okay, have fun. We're gonna wait for you. Oh, cool. Yeah, it would be nice if you could pick me up. But no, we can. You gotta figure your way out here. Okay, cool. See you later. Yeah, so that was weird. But then I got picked up by this one guy, and then he dropped me off at the next intersection. And when he dropped me off, he drove away, and the very first car that saw me picked me up and, just took me to the next place. Then he had to like turn left again, and then I was walking up to a better place. And then before even like putting out my thumb, someone picked me up, and he was like, oh, bro, do you need a ride? I was like, okay, yeah, sure. So he dropped me up in Murupara, and then we had some beers in the car, and it was like talking. That was like one of the first Maoris that I ever talked to. So that was quite cool, like having the Maori experience in New Zealand. So yeah, I arrived in Murupara. It was a motor camp, and I was, taking care of this motor camp for like 1 week. Just cleaning, having a place to stay. Nothing too fancy, nothing too good to talk about. There were some beautiful flowers that I took pictures of. It was really nice being there. They had a little dog, and then it was like a little place outside of nowhere. So I took some pictures from the sunset and just from the stars, but nothing too fancy. There was like one night when I was like one of my last nights, and I had like a little jacuzzi in their place, but no one was using it. So I was like, hey, I'll just just stay there and just get drunk in a jacuzzi. So I took some candles, I took some nice smell, I took a bottle of wine, I had my music, and I was just like sitting there all by myself, drinking wine and getting drunk in the jacuzzi. But that was fine, I didn't mind. After that I went to bed and I was like, super chill, super relaxed. It was amazing. On the 28th, I went to a place called Mamaku that is also in the area of Rotorua. It's a place where I had my next woofing job, and that was like milking cows. And that's a place where I was staying for like a month. So yeah, that was pretty cool there. On the first day before I even started working, I went to a place called Carrison Creek with 2 people. One guy was called Casper, and there was this French girl, which I forgot her name. I'm sorry. But it was a cool place. It was like a little waterfall where the water was quite warm, and it was a little bit more sulfury. And I had this little bracelet on, this one, the silver one here. I didn't take it off, so the sulfur reacted and it just became super brown or super gray, like a little golden-ish. That was quite cool. And I also had my first Domino's that day, which I also just put in. But you know, nothing too fancy. Yeah, the next day I went to the Redwoods and I went to a chocolate festival, which it wasn't really a chocolate festival. I was like, where's the chocolate? I was there, and there was Spanish, Mexican, Italian, New Zealand food. But there was no chocolate. Where was the chocolate? There was no chocolate on a chocolate festival. What was that? But the cool thing was, there was a guy or a band, and they played reggae music, which was amazing. And it sounded very nice. So that was before we went to the Redwoods. In the Redwoods, it was just like a path in the middle of the night, and we just walked around, took some pictures. It was cool, basically you walk on bridges and you can't see them, it's just too dark, and you just like walk from one place to another one, just like, and then you just like continue walking to somewhere else. So that was quite cool. And I have to say, this was pretty much month March. So that was my first month in New Zealand. So my plan is I want to like do this type of video once a week. So next week I want to do April, prepare myself a little bit better. Just talk about, my plan is I want to talk about all the months. The people that I met in Wellington, they know what I did in Wellington, but they don't really know what happened before. I want to talk about April next week. First, I want to check out how the feedback is going to be. But I think it's quite cool to basically what I wrote down in my blog, just visualize it with a video on YouTube, and then, at the same time show pictures and just show how it was. So yeah, if you guys liked this video, be sure to leave a thumbs up. I know everyone says that, but as long as there's like some sort of feedback or a comment, be like, hey, you twat, stop doing this bullshit. I don't want to see what you did in New Zealand. I don't give a fuck. I want to see what happens after New Zealand. But I plan on doing it later, because right now, like, nothing really happens. I have to like adjust to my life being back home again. The weather is shit right now. It's like not worth showing my place where I'm living if it's like not in its bloom, when it's like all the colors are coming out and it's like beautiful. Because I have to be honest, there is no snow right now and it just looks like shit, so I'm sorry. So I want to save that for another day, and I want to like let you be part of what I'm doing. And yeah, that was video number 1 of 12. I think it's a good way to start with my vlog idea. It's a little bit unusual. It's more like a little diary, but like, just about what I did in New Zealand. So thank you for checking out this video. I hope you enjoyed it. And be sure to check out next week's video, because I will talk about April, my month in Mamaku, when I was milking cows. Thank you guys for checking out this video, and I hope you enjoyed it. I think I said it 3 times already, but I don't care. As long as you guys are entertained, I'll keep on doing this. I think it's a fun little project, so I hope you guys are only gonna be next week. Peace out. Goodbye. I'm out. Goodbye. Fuck this shit. I hate people. That's bullshit. Fuck. Man, it's horrible. Fucking hell. So not prepared for what I did. Like, what the hell? What happened like next month anyway? Okay, so next month I will talk about the night sky in Mamaku. I will talk about milking cows, about the Grim Reaper shooting. I will talk about petting cats. Going to a WWE wrestling PWE event. It's PWE, not WWE. And when I arrived in Tauranga. So, I'll see you guys next week.